Hi, this is Rebekah.
And Leslie.
With the Geeky Girls Night In podcast. Geeky Girls Night In is a podcast with your fandom family sleepover style.
Empowering fans and creating inclusive fan spaces where we can all be ourselves.
So get your jammies.
Grab a drink.
Gather the fur babies.
And join the conversation. All right. Welcome back, everybody, to Geeky Girls Night In. Rebekah is off fighting ninjas this week. I think that's what she said. Or maybe her son is fighting ninjas. Somebody's out there fighting ninjas. So with you this week is the lovely and talented Quinzel from Geeky Girls Guide to Life. Welcome back.
Hi. Thank you. I'm really interested in this ninja conversation. Like, why are the ninjas being fought? Like,
I don't ask questions. She just told me ninjas were being fought and she could not make it this week.
Fair.
And so I was like, you know what? You go do what you need to do and I will hold down for you.
That's fair.
So let's start off. What you drinking?
Ooh, oh man. So I'm a big water drinker, so normally my drinking is not that exciting. And I was thinking more like on the hydration end, either like water or soda or tea. But let me tell you, I'm not religious at all, but there's got to be a God, because at Freddy's, they have a pumpkin pie concrete. Now, you know, I'm not really into the whole pumpkin craze. I mean, it's good. I'm more on the apple side. I'm kind of like,
sure.
Why is pumpkin a thing when like apple cider is number one?
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, it really is. It's like if there was an apple, like apple pie, apple cider, apple butter, that's what needs to happen. But no, we're all obsessed with pumpkins this season. I don't know why. But I was like, pumpkin pie concrete? That sounds pretty good. I'm going to drink that and I'm going to make it my lunch. Yes.
So it took me a minute because you said pumpkin pie concrete, and I'm assuming it's like Culver's and it's a concrete mixer situation.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, but there's like pieces of pie in it. So it's almost like you're eating a liquefied pie.
Awesome. Like, Dairy Queen just came back with their pumpkin pie blizzard September 4th. I have not gone back to get one yet, but last year they debuted it and I had 12.
Oh,
like I counted them. Like I just like once every. Yeah, it was bad. It was really bad. I haven't gotten one this year yet, but I will. I should probably get one after this.
No, after this, I'm getting that pumpkin pie concrete. Like. At first, I was like, I'll go before. But, you know, we're recording this at a time where it's not open. So
bummer.
Soon as this mud opens, I'm out here, I'm getting the pumpkin pie concrete. I don't care. Talk about me and my Ugg boots. I do not care. This pumpkin pie concrete is bomb. Freddy's is where it is. Freddy's isn't in everywhere. Because and the other state I used to live in before I moved here, they didn't have it. So Freddy's is kind of a new thing to me. But if you have a Freddy's, get this damn concrete. It will change your life.
And if you don't have a Freddy's, chances are you have maybe a Dairy Queen nearby, and they have their pumpkin pie blizzard, which is not the same. I can tell you right now, because Freddy's puts like pieces of Dairy Queen, they do like maybe a little bit of the pumpkin filling, but it's mostly the crust that makes me happy, and it's got a ton of like the pumpkin pie spice in it. But you know, it's a lot of the filling. It's still pretty good.
Yeah. So and if you have both, woo! Oh man,
party. And then over here, I was going to drink some apple cider, like heat it up and drink it in my mug, but I took a look at my blood sugar, and my blood sugar was like, maybe you should do something that's not sweet, unless you want to dose up with insulin. I'm dosing up with insulin right now. So
the way your blood sugar is set up right now.
Yeah, I got some stuff in my savings account. I got to pull it over from the savings account into the savings account. I can't. So no. So I went into the pantry and went to my old friend, the Republic of Tea, and got into the lovely box of teas that they sent me. And I picked out, it's fall, y'all. It's fall. It's like 60-some degrees outside. And for this entire week, it's not supposed to get past 70.
Ooh.
So super excited about that because it was 90 degrees the entire week last week.
Bruh. Oh.
I was not drinking tea. I was drinking ice water by now. So I went with the ginger peach. So ginger peach tea, and I have it in my lovely mug that I got from Dryad from Gen Con, and I love them, and I love this tea mug, and they also sell like matching trivets. So like a trivet you can put your teaspoon on after you get done stirring it, and maybe your tea bag.
Oh man.
So I think I'm gonna have to go ahead and get back to that. I'm super excited.
Now this ginger peach, so would you say it's more, it doesn't sound like it's very sweet, but it's more like kind of a,
it's black tea with ginger peach like accents in it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not sweet at all. Like I can take it plain, but I usually add Splenda. Splenda doesn't add anything to my blood sugar. I can drink it and it's just fine, but it tastes so good and it smells divine. So, and I'm down in my cold set that hasn't been cold since it's been 90 degrees out. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. I'm so excited. So, what's been going on with you this week?
Oh my gosh. I have to start this off because, as you know, I think I've mentioned this to you once before, and I even wrote a blog post about it. I am a huge Fall Out Boy fan.
Yes.
And that concert came to town. Now, the last time they were close-ish to town, I've seen them now 4 times. We were going to go last year. I was super pregnant and super sick. And the terrible thing is that whole week I started to feel really good. So I was like, great, we're going to this concert. We're going to do it. And then that morning I went very south very fast. And so I missed that concert. So this concert came and I just was like, I'm not going to get excited. Like, I have a kid now, maybe the babysitter might fall through. Maybe this might happen. So I won't get super excited.
Right.
And then by the time we got there, we're like waiting for them to come on stage. We're at the opening. Nothing Nowhere is what the band is called. Very good. Check them out. During Machine Gun Kelly, which that's a different podcast for a different day. I was just like, I will believe that I'm here seeing Fall Out Boy when I see Patrick's fedora. When I see that damn fedora, I will believe that I'm here. But right now, I'm scared that I actually got drugged into a Machine Gun Kelly concert, and I'm scared. This opening is going for a really long ass time. Help me. So I'm just like, I'm waiting. I want to see Fall Out Boy. And then the couple that sat next to me, my husband, they both were actually really big Fall Out Boy fans. And so they were even at the same time like, oh, please don't sing another song. Fall Out Boy, Fall Out Boy. And it's like, you sure we're at a Fall Out Boy concert, right? Man, I'm surprised I have a voice today. That's all I can tell you. I am surprised. I got Fall Out Boy jogger pants that are really cool. I got Fall Out Boy. It looks like the Taco Bell logo, but it says Fall Out Boy.
That is so cool.
And I lived my entire life. Let me tell you. I told my husband, this is my favorite band, but this is my favorite band. Be crazy. He was like, okay. Like, he sang some of the songs. He knew he had a good time. He was like, okay, you warned me, and I know. And we're not getting divorced. Don't worry. I still love you.
Hooray for love.
Yay. Love.
There you go. So, in my news, I don't have a whole lot, but one thing I wanted to mention was a couple weeks ago, we had the Blackalachian on, and he was talking about his trip. I don't know if you heard that one yet or not, but the Blackalachian is my hero. So he's one of the very few Black people, and he hiked the entire Appalachian Trail. Thing, right? Okay. And I remember asking him, I'm like, I'm doing your intro. Are you the first Black man to hike it? He's like, I don't think I'm the first Black man to hike it, but I am probably the first to hike it with gold front teeth and dress. So that he he's great. And then he came on and he talked about his next trip, and he spoke briefly about this. Typically, after somebody does the Appalachian Trail, there's two big other main trails that they do. There's a PCT, the Pacific Coast Trail, I think, and I forget what the other one is. But he went in a different direction, and he is instead bicycling from Alabama to Canada. And what it is, it's the one of the Underground Railroad trails.
Oh,
right. So he's bicycling that the whole way. Right. So while he was on the podcast, he couldn't, tell us when he was going to start his journey. He ran into some, I don't want to say, there were issues. Like when he was doing his initial hike of the Appalachian Trail, he would upload as he went along onto YouTube his videos. That's how I found him. And what would happen is people would figure out where he was at. And so he'd be hiking, minding his own business, and he'd have middle-aged white men come bursting out. He's like, the Blackalachian! Like, he was a little scared. So, and he ran into, I think he ran into one slight issue in one of the states, not because he was like telling me what, it was just where he was at the time. There was some issues. So for his safety, he wasn't publicizing when he was going to start his trip. Mm-hmm. Well, we can go ahead and let you guys know that he has started his trip.
Okay.
He has not posted any videos yet to YouTube. I imagine it's a whole other kettle of fish between hiking and being able to post, and then bicycling and being able to post. Mm-hmm. So, he hasn't done that yet. But if you want to follow along on his adventures, he does post some clips to Instagram and mainly Insta stories. Now, you've missed the biggest story of his trip thus far because it was on Insta stories. It expires in 24 hours. But he was sideswiped by God. Right, he's fine. He's good. He said that he looked like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air when Uncle Phil would throw Jazzy Jeff out the car. He said he looked like that flying through the air.
I wonder if he played that clip in his head. How if you ever have an epic fall, you're falling down the stairs and your life flashes before your eyes? That's probably what would play for me. It's throw down like that.
I was cracking up. But he's doing good. And the whole story behind that, I'm not going to tell it because it's not my story to tell, and he'll probably eventually post it on YouTube. But it was hilarious because he put up an Insta story, and he was like, "I've started on my trip," and the Insta story finished. I messaged him, and I was like, "Oh yay!" And I went back to the Insta story, and he's like, "And I've just been sideswiped by a car," and I was like, "Well, shit."
Oh, gosh.
He's like, I went way left. So that I've been I'm following him like I did on the Appalachian Trail, and so I will post the link to his Instagram and show notes just in case you guys want to catch up on that, because he is absolutely hilarious, and it's funny to see him in his little bicycle shorts. He's 6'3", and he's just this tall, lanky, skinny man in these tiny bicycle shorts, and I'm just you just gotta see. It's great.
I'm gonna say a prayer for him because when you said he's going through certain places,
in Alabama.
Okay, so quick segue. Where one of the states I used to live in, there was a travel ban for a while, but even before this travel ban happened with all the really crazy Ku Klux Klan stuff, basically the state I used to live in actually had the highest Ku Klux Klan member rate, whatever you would call it. I don't know. It sounds like a very like a book club. It's not. But they have the highest members in that state. And one of the monuments in the southern part of the state is the hanging tree, which they keep to this day. So they keep the noose. They keep the tree. It's like their little monument. So driving through there on the way to go somewhere, if you look like me, if you look like you do not stop. You do not stop to pee. You make sure you have enough gas. There are billboards that say diversity is white genocide.
Oh dear.
Like you are terrified. So if he runs into that area or any area like it, I don't know. I gotta light a protection candle for him. Something.
Because he's a great guy, and like he's so sweet. But don't start none if you don't want none.
Yeah.
Because he will light your ass up.
Well, yeah, true. I guess he could take care of himself. Like that probably would be more for that they need the prayer. We're not gonna pray for them though.
Yeah. So, but yeah, he's on his way. He's on his journey. He started to use some of his camping supplies. I was cracking up because I checked this morning and like he showed his tent that he had set up, and like he was sending Insta snaps or whatever you want to call it. And not the previous night, but maybe the night before, he slept in a graveyard.
Oh,
he's fine with that. He's cool with that. And then like last night, he's like, I thought this was a perfect site. And all of a sudden I hear owls. He's like, I'd rather sleep in 100 graveyards than deal with an owl. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
So,
man.
Well, make sure y'all check that out. It's great. He's hilarious.
I'm going to check it out. I'm going to live vicariously through him because ain't no way I'm doing that amount of physical anything.
Check out his YouTube page then and look at his Appalachian Trail videos, because those are the best. Those are the absolute best. I was cracking up the whole way. He's got like Pokemon pants on in some of them, and he's just silly, and he's enjoying his hike, he's enjoying his life. So
that's awesome.
I love it. So what else you got going on?
Do you remember my rant about Kingdom Hearts?
Yes.
You remember. All of y'all probably remember, but to recap, I can't let Kingdom Hearts hurt me again. So the Big Hero 6, or they revealed a trailer for the Big Hero 6 world.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I love Big Hero 6. That's like my all-time favorite movie. I have the Baymax pop. Anything I see that's Baymax, I have to either get it or hug it or something. It's my favorite movie. Why? Probably because Fall Out Boy does the song for it. But I mean, it's still really cool movie either way.
Okay.
I can't let them hurt me. This is a guy that has been playing around on you, and he has a wife, and he comes and he says, "I'm getting a separation." He's giving you this glimmer of light that you can be together and it's going to happen. I feel like
I dealt with the scenario, but I didn't want it.
Oh, so he was coming after you with the promises, and you're like, I don't need your Kingdom Hearts because I have Spider-Man on PS4. Like, I'm good.
We got at a bar and he bought me a drink, and I don't this. So yeah, I get what you're saying.
I mean, no diss or anything to that. I kind of want to wait a little bit closer to January. I just don't want to get hyped up and it not happen, and then be an enraged person over Kingdom Hearts. Like, isn't that weird? Like, I'm so angry. No, I just reserve myself. I just wait and we'll see.
When does it drop?
January. Never. No, kid. January. January something. I want to say like January 19th, something like that.
It's getting so close. I mean, and they've been promising y'all. I'm not a Kingdom Hearts fan. Like, I played the very first one years and years and years ago, and like it just wasn't my cup of tea, and I was confused. So, you know, and then like I read a little bit about it, I think last week, of the different Kingdom Hearts. I think I read it on Kotaku, and they were talking about how the young woman that, like, she saved the world, but at the cost of all of her friends and things, and now she's stuck in the dark world all the time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I think I saw her in the preview thing, and she's fighting the new person. I don't know what's going on. I'm confused. And like, I played the game on mobile for a little bit, the little mobile game that they had, and like I just got bored of killing the heartless people. So I'm just like, this is not for me. I no.
It's like the Real Housewives of Disney. Like there's a very dramatic backstory, but it's Disney, so I'm cool. Like,
so
January 29th, I just looked it up. It's going to release on January 29th.
Okay.
A few days earlier in Japan on January 25th. So
that's bunk.
I'm going to just close this out because I'm not going to watch those videos. Like, we're not going to do it. We're just going to wait and see.
Okay. I wish y'all the best of luck in that. I know you've been waiting a really long time for this to count. All of you, every last one of you that plays this game,
Right.
because a lot of them that play the game are on my Facebook feed and they be quibbling back and forth. So
right, and there's no hate to any of you fans or anything like that. They burned me so bad that I personally have to wait. But everybody who's excited, everybody who's watching the trailers, like, I want you to know I'm excited for you. I can't break my own heart like that. So I gotta reserve myself. Especially with that Big Hero 6 world, because that's what I want to see. So we gonna protect me.
Yeah, protect yourself.
You're right.
Protect your neck. Also in our news, Sony has announced a $100 PlayStation Classic console. Yes. So I had to think back on this because we I was a kid, I think, when Sony PlayStation initially came out. Mm-hmm. Maybe not like a kid, but, still young enough that, the PlayStation was under the Christmas tree from Santa.
Right.
So, it's coming with 20 bundled games. And they only listed a couple of the games, and none of them Crash Bandicoot. So I don't
See, I've already passed all of the Crash Bandicoots at least 6 times, except for the newest one. The newest one, I'm like, okay, I passed all of the. What am I doing wrong? But I'm with you, like, with the games.
I mean, they had a Tekken, I think Tekken 3, and I remember playing that, and that was fun. But like, my big thing was Crash Bandicoot always, and that giant rock that like would fall chase you, heart attack as you're trying to get away from it. That's what I remember the most.
Anxiety with that one. Oh my, because the whole time you're just like, wake up. That's exactly a good metaphor for anxiety, actually. That freaking rolling ball and you're trying to run away from it. Except like that's the mode you're in all the time.
24/7.
That's anxiety.
Yes, that is. Oh, that's my life. So, I've also noticed a lot that people playing the new Spider-Man game. Mm-hmm. I've had several people beat it on my Twitter timeline. Ooh. Are you guys playing it?
So I have Xbox One, and unfortunately, see, I'm a big Xbox fan. I know everybody's going to hate on me. And I used to stand for it so hard that I was like, I will not buy a PS4. And then Crash came out, and I was like, and then now I keep calling it Spooderman because I just like saying Spider-Man that way. And so Spooderman came out. I was just like, this is getting difficult. So I'm very, very close to not standing for. I still love Xbox One, but now I think I have to marry them together and actually be able to play these games. But then PS5 is gonna come out, so then I gotta be like, but words, I don't know.
When is PS5 supposed to come out?
That's a good question. Internet. I remember we were talking about it. Not me and you, but me and some people on Switch were talking about that I don't think they have a release date. I just think that they were in the works for PlayStation 5.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no release date as far as I can see, but there's just like a lot of news and talk about that happens. So I'm like, should I get the PS4? Should I wait? This is like when I hung on to my PS2 and then PS4 came out. And then I was like, nah, good.
Oh, all right. And then in sad news, Telltale Games. Have you heard about this?
No.
Telltale Games has begun a majority studio closure. So they're the ones that made the Walking Dead adventure game, but they're shutting down.
Oh no!
And like I was there yesterday, and I saw like all of the gossip and all of the tea. basically they're letting the people go with no kind of severance. They'll have their health insurance for one more week. What was it? It's like one of the Twitter, one of the messages I saw said that as of either last week or the week before, they were still hiring people. So you have people that have just like relocated to the Bay Area and stuff like that, and moved their families, and now they're basically out of a job. It's close to like 250 people that are being affected, and yeah, it's rough. And another message that I read said that Telltale came to be out of another studio closing. So there's always a hope that, another studio will kind of engulf this studio and their games. I know the same thing happened with the Fallout games, because Bethesda, I don't think Bethesda is the original creator of the Fallout games. I think that they swooped in and they took them. And the new Doom game is through Bethesda, but they're using an engine from another group that they swooped up and took in. And so, like, on top of that, I hope they use that same engine for Fallout 76, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, it's rough.
Yeah, oh my gosh. I can't believe that.
Yeah. They were founded by the former LucasArts employees in 2004. That's where they came from. So Telltale Games was swooped up and created from the LucasArts employees. So,
dang. Well, as somebody who has even worked in HR during layoffs and things like that, like, I don't know, man. Even Toys R Us had a good severance. Well, good-ish severance. Better than that severance package. Let's say that much. And, I mean, I don't know. I always worry about those people. So I do hope that they get swooped up by somebody else and have a better opportunity to at least be able to continue their career for a little bit. So,
yeah, and I retweeted a bunch of things, and people are out there trying to work to get these people jobs and things like that. There was a Google Doc floating around with some job opportunities. I made sure I tweeted that.
Ooh, okay.
There is a skeleton crew being kept on at Telltale, and they're focused on completing something called Minecraft Story Mode. And it's a 5-part interactive narrative series. And it was produced for Netflix, and it was originally set to come to the streaming platform this fall. Their last Walking Dead game, The Walking Dead, the 5th season, will remain unfinished. And people that were looking forward to that, y'all got my heart, because the video game company that creates the Fable games, they were in the process of creating like another Fable game before, like I think it's Lionheart Studios, maybe. Anyway, they were in the process of creating it, and like they crashed too. So I will never get that other Fable game. So
I'm really sad now.
Sorry. But it had to be put out there. So
right. Well, hopefully by us talking about it, maybe somebody will overhear and kind of do a swoop of people on Twitter that are going to lose their jobs and try to, or put out more information.
Yeah.
Hire those people. Everybody needs jobs.
Yes. So, you reading anything lately?
What was I reading before this? Now, we say read, you mean read a book, or do you mean read my rights to a person? Because I've done that too.
Just a book.
Right, exactly. I was reading this book called, well, I'm doing 2 things right now. You know what? I'll do the first one first.
Sure.
So I was never allowed to listen or read Harry Potter when I was growing up. So me and the baby are actually going through Harry Potter in the car.
Very cool.
So I have an audiobook, so I've been getting the audio CDs from the library. Right now we're on Order of Phoenix. And it's really funny because it's like I do want to talk about it, but I don't want to talk about it because I know there's spoilers, but I know enough about Harry Potter because I've been hearing about it all these years. And then I was like, I really just need to actually just read it because I know what happens, but I need to just experience it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's good. And that's all I can say.
Yeah, like it's funny. I went to Ball State University in 2001, and so I was a little past the age that Harry Potter was for. But all the girls in my dorm, shout out to Brady Wood, were always talking about it and stuff. And I remember it was the last day. We were cleaning out our dorms, we're getting ready to leave, that sort of thing. And like I was getting ready to dump some trash, and like I look at the trash, and there's a brand new Harry Potter book, like brand spanking new. Somebody threw it away.
Oh.
Like it wasn't dirty or anything, so I picked it up and I took it and I read it, and then I bought all the books.
Yeah. Awesome. And then the other book I read that I'm reading on my own is called Dear Girls Above Me. And it's basically this guy, he lives in this apartment. He recently broke up with his girlfriend, and he has these two sorority girls that live above him.
Mm-hmm.
And essentially, the book is just based on these series of tweets that he was making on the weirdest stuff that they would say that he would overhear. And it's basically like your typical silly blonde jokes. And there are parts of it that I'm like, that's a little sexist, or I'm a little too woke for this. You know, like you come across it, like he's talking about his dog, how in his mind, his little bitty puppy has this big sassy black woman voice.
Oh, Lord.
And it's this one part where the dog to him is being like, oh, hell no, I gotta take a shit. And he goes, oh, it's not racist because she's a dog. And I'm like, he would think that in his position. And so I'm kind of like, So there are parts of it that are a little bit funny. Like the girls don't know how to cook. Like literally do not know how to cook. And he's trying to sync up with them very obsessively. Like they're trying to cook green casserole, but they're literally like burning up their apartment. They're like making it without milk. They're like, so can I just put, if I need salt, can I just put sugar instead? Like they're the same color. And like very dumb things. So he's like, I'm going to make a green bean casserole the same time as them. And then when they burn it, I will take mine and sneak it in their apartment so that the person who eats it doesn't end up dead. So it sounds extremely creepy now that I've said it out loud. I was more focused on the fact that they were really jacking up the green bean casserole. So there are things in that book that I read that I realized like, oh, okay, I've kind of grown up and this isn't really funny. But the non-cooking part was hashtag a little bit relatable because I am a bad cook. I am not that bad where I don't know what salt and sugar is. So.
Oh my gosh. In book news, I have not read a single page this week. I'm still trying to muddle through Island Beneath the Sea by Isabel Allende. Allende? What? I'll put her name in the show notes so you can decide how it's pronounced. It, like I said last week, it's about slave trade in Haiti, basically, and it's the story of one woman, and she has two kids by her master, and one of the kids ends up free, like because he takes the baby from her and gives it to somebody else, and the somebody else is a free woman that is mulatto, and her husband, who is a soldier, like she is a former prostitute. And then like that's how her and the soldier met. And he's like, you know, I'm going to marry you. And she's like, girl, bye. Continues prostituting. And she's like, whatever, I don't care. I like what I do. I get good money. This is awesome. So, you know, she continues prostituting and saving money and doing all this stuff, you know, because, you know, she's very pretty. She's gorgeous. Everybody's always promising her stuff. So she's just doing what she needs to do to get by. But he does come back. He does marry her. She stops prostituting. And, like, she can't have children. I forget why, but she can't have children. And one of the guys that used to buy her services is this slave master. And so he brought her this baby and was like, y'all, can I watch this baby? I may want him back. I don't know. So, like, time passes and like they're getting ready to leave the country because Haiti is an absolute turmoil. And they're like, yo, he's our son. We want him. You can't have him back. We'll pay you for him. And they were like, and this is like the one kind thing that this dude did. He was like, well, how much have you spent on him? And they're like, we don't know. We treat him as our son. And they're like, well, then you have paid me plenty. Go forth and prosper. So, like, they go off and they be with their son. But he has another child by, you know, the slave. And she gets to keep this one. And there's a whole bunch that I'm, like, missing in there. There's war. There's like, sex with somebody that the slave person actually loves in front of master, which I was gleeful about. So, but it's a heavy read, and it's not something that I can sit, like, I'm the type of person that, like, I can sit and I can read an entire book within an afternoon, no problems. I'm getting older, and stuff is starting to affect me more, so I can't just sit there and read this. Like, I have to be like, oh, you know what? Put this down for 20 minutes, and I will pick up something else lighter. And then I was also reading Long May She Reign, and I talked about this the past couple times. Like, it's awkward. So this girl is like 33rd, 35th in line to the throne.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, you know, she ain't tripping, and she knows she's not going to be she's not going to be queen. So she's doing her own thing. She's like doing science because that's what she digs. And she's working to get off the island or wherever the hell they live. And like, there's a big party, and she has to go because, you know, she's like 32nd, 35th in line. She's still considered, you know, part of the court. So she has to be there for some time. So then, like, she leaves with her friend early because she wants to do some experiments. And this isn't giving the book away at all, like I've said before. But she, like, so all these people are there, and they're all poisoned, and 99% of them die.
Oh.
So now she's queen.
Okay.
She's queen, and she don't know what to do with herself. And because she was 35th, 32nd, whatever she was, in line, she didn't really pay attention to protocols. She really didn't pay attention to anything. She just did her science thing. So she up there acting a fool and being awkward and falling over at the coronation. Her crown done fell off. And I'm just like, this is rough.
So this is like the end of Avengers Infinity War. After T'Challa's gone and Shuri's like, oh my god, I just want to go to my lab. I just want to do science. What are you doing?
Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
Oh.
Well, we're here now. What you want from me? I mean, there's some people left, like, and because I am who I am, I don't trust nobody in this book. I don't trust, because, like, first of all, the person that came and told her the news was her daddy. Mm-hmm. Her daddy was at that function, and like, he lived, and a couple of advisors lived, and this, that, and the other. And like one of the advisors said something in the thing like, I don't like gold in the cake because I guess the cake was golden covered, like had gold icing or something like that.
Mhm.
Like he didn't eat cake and like, but at this point, and look, we don't know how these people were poisoned. We don't know what poisoned them, but he made that reference, and I'm like, right, you know, it was cake. I don't trust none of you now.
No.
All of you are suspect, and she's just sitting there like, okay, whatever you think. Okay, they gonna murder your ass.
Yeah. Okay, you gone. It's cool.
Yeah. So like, she's awkward, and it's making me feel very uncomfortable. So then I have to put that book down, and then I pick up the other book again, and it's just like back and forth. I'm feeling horrible. I'm feeling awkward. I'm feeling horrible. I'm awkward. But I have to continue reading them because I don't leave books unfinished.
Right.
That's not my thing. So.
Oh man, you're just like me though, because I did. That's how I got to Dear Girls Above Me, because the book I was reading before that, it's I guess technically a self-help book or a psychology book. It is called Mothers Who Can't Love.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah. So it really breaks down so many different toxic situations, and it's good because it does not emphasize forgiveness. It does not emphasize reconciliation. Mm-hmm. It's a very psychological breakdown of behaviors and understanding them, and how your mental health is affected by it.
Okay.
It's a really informative book. So it's not just like, yeah. So I was just like, that's one book. I'm like, when am I going to finish this? Am I going to finish this in 6 months? Am I going to finish this in 6 years? I don't know. I had to stop halfway through.
I understand.
And then I got a racist dog out of it. So
there you go. That ain't the dog's fault.
That's true. The dog's not the racist one. The dog didn't come up with that voice.
No. The dog just wants to eat poop. That's
yeah.
all a dog wants to do. That's all any dog wants to do. Maybe sleep. So, yeah. Also in POC D&D news, there is no news. I've reached out to a couple, one. I've reached out to one gaming store here in Indianapolis trying to, get with somebody to help me maybe teach a group of people of color how to play D&D, how to create characters, how to be a DM, that sort of thing. I reached out to them on Twitter. They didn't respond. I reached out to them via email. They didn't respond. So on to the next one. I've got to find somebody else that maybe will respond to me. It doesn't even have to be, oh, yes, we'd love to help you. Just to know would be nice.
Right. So, any
type of little response would be helpful. I appreciate that. So
I wonder if there's a way you could do it like online or on Twitch or something like that.
There is, but I'm not there's people that do D&D online. But here's the thing: I don't know how to play whatsoever. I don't know how to create characters. I don't know how to do any of that. And so, it's easier for me if I'm in person and somebody's breaking this down. And I would be happy to do once I figure out what the hell is going on, I would be happy to put all that business online so that everybody can join, because even Rebekah would love to learn how to play D&D.
Right.
And we have a clue. I'm just sitting here there's dice involved, and you have to create a character. Can my character have a pet? Because that's the type of person I am. I don't know. I have no clue. So I really, really would like somebody to come in. And then Two Squares podcast, Delshawn and Terrace, they were on here, and they said that they would join. So that's 3 people, and then if you include their kids, there's 2 of them. That's what's 3 plus 2. That's 5, and we have a mutual friend, Denise, who we would drag along for the ride. And then she has her son, and you would drag him too. So there's 5 plus that's 7. So we've got a decent amount of people, and that's just bare bones that I've reached out to. I just need somebody to help us. Jesus, how difficult is this?
Lord. Seriously, honestly, I think once that takes off, because even I would do it. Quinzel would love to learn, but definitely in that kind of space, so that there's no question that, you know, this little dreadlock brown girl wants to learn D&D. Like, I don't have to deal with any of that riffraff either. I really can concentrate on learning. So let's think on this, because I want that to happen.
Right. And
everybody listening, you should like email us, Facebook us, something, because like this needs to happen.
Right. And then like I thought like further about it. So like one session we learned how to play it. In another session, good character development. Good character development. In another session, how to be a DM, how to be a great DM. Like there's sessions to this. There are lessons to this. I have ideas and plans. I just need help. Somebody help me. So yeah, working on it.
Yes.
We'll see how that goes. And if worse comes to worse, like if I can find somebody, we can record all the sessions and I can put those on YouTube or Twitch or whatever. So I've got ideas.
We can do. Yeah, because you could actually do it live on Twitch as you're teaching it wherever you're doing the thing. What about a library?
That would be great. It's just we would like. I was thinking of a game area because
it's a gaming.
It's a game situation. It would be great publicity for that gaming area because you got a bunch of people that don't know how to play D&D, and we learn how to play D&D here. This is where I'm going to buy all my supplies and stuff from,
right?
Because this is where I'm comfortable at. So like, it's a good opportunity for them. It's a good opportunity for us. We can do it at the library, but then I'd also have to find people that play D&D that'd be willing to come to the library and teach all of us.
Yeah.
So
okay.
That's an idea. I'm working on it. I'll get it together.
Hashtag support your local library.
Yes. Forever at the library.
Yes. Yeah. Maybe after I get my pumpkin pie concrete, I'll go there after this.
There we go. Get you some CDs. Like I shout out to the Indianapolis Marion County Public Library because I'm always on your website downloading books. It's like all the books that I talk about typically, they all come from the library because I have a hoarding situation that like it's very easy for me to like trash up a place with books, papers, craft items, things like that. So it's easier on everybody and possibly my marriage if I just go ahead and get the ebook version.
Yeah.
So
before we move on from books, we got to talk about this. We got to. We have both read, or you're reading. I have finished The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas.
Yeah, I haven't. I'm having problems starting it. I'm scared.
You have to. You have to read it because the movie's coming out. Yeah. I've already got my screening passes together, so I am going to be doing a movie review also based on the book. You have till October 10th.
That's what Maya said. Shout out my friend Maya. Hey girl, hey, I hope you still listen. She's like, you need to get it read. We can talk about the movie.
Yeah.
Talk about the book. And I'm like, I'm trying. It's just between the slave book, the awkward book.
I get it. It's a very real book. And I'm so glad that this was written by a woman of color because there's so many little authentic tidbits that somebody else would not have caught up on.
Right.
And while it's a very heavy subject, there's so many good nuggets of like the parents' relationship. The parents are together. They've been together for a while. They're not divorced. That's like amazing in the Black community, honestly.
Right.
And then just the way that they handle their kids and the way that they actually kind of let them emotionally open up. Like all of these things that I'm learning in therapy, these parents are doing in an environment that you wouldn't expect them to do that in.
Right.
Like, the dad is an ex-gangbanger. The mom, they don't say what she did, but they used to call her Wild Lisa.
Oh.
And so you got these two wild people that got their shit together, raising their kids, trying to do the right thing. And like the way that they deal with trauma and the way that they like talk as a family and like all of these things. I'm like, okay. Are we going to the same therapist? Because there's some good tactics right here. So, but there's a lot of hard things in the book. So the only thing I can advise you is to try to find the good parts that they show that they don't really talk about a lot, I guess, in a way. Maybe like the dad and his fatherhood. And it's not so much like, I hate to say like an involved father, because you're a dad, you're automatically involved. Some people get it, some people don't. But man, that relationship, there's just so much. Like, you don't even understand. Read it now. Go get the book. Get off this podcast. Okay, no, we still have to talk. After this podcast, I will get my pumpkin pie concrete. You will get that book.
Well, I have to go charge my Kindle. It's dying.
Oh.
After I charge it, I will give it a go. Because I think Long May She Reign, the awkward queen, I think the book expired and I need to renew it anyway.
Oh, so. Okay.
Like I'm struggling getting through it. She's just so, and I'm wondering if it's because she's me, because like I'd be exhausted. I couldn't be, I'd just be like, I don't care as long as you feed me. And like, and her cat is very important to her. And like, my cat can kick rocks, but my dog. I was about to say, maybe I see myself in her, and that's why this is all so horribly awkward. Mm-hmm. I don't know, but I would trust anybody that was still alive.
Right.
Like, why aren't you all dead? I'll be dead.
It's like, what did you do? So basically, over the next few weeks, you're going to need a lot of emotional support for these books, especially if you start The Hate U Give. And I just want you to know I support you. I'm here for you if you need to talk.
I appreciate it. When I worked at the hell that was my former job, like there was a young woman there, hi Laurel, and she would end every phone call, I appreciate you. That's what I used to think of. So gosh. I appreciate you. Oh my gosh. Pretty soon we just started saying it to her for no reason. And then at one point she gave up cigarettes and asked me for a cigarette patch on her. And did you know if you're a non-smoker, you really shouldn't touch the sticky part of that patch?
Oh.
Because I accidentally touched it and immediately wanted to start doing cartwheels and the Running Man. Because apparently that's what nicotine does to you.
Oh.
Yeah. It was rough. I was like, I think I'm going to have a heart attack.
Nicotine gives you wings.
Don't smoke. Don't do it.
Don't ever do it.
Don't. Please, God, no. Laurel gave it up. Laurel, you still better giving it up. I swear to God, I stuck that patch on you 2 years ago.
She's just... Hopefully she's not just on her porch right now shivering, listening to this while holding a cigarette. Like, oh God. I'm sorry.
No, they hung up. Oh my gosh. Do we have anything else we've been playing video game wise?
Video game wise, I don't really have anything because I've been avoiding games that I really love since I have the baby right now. And I told them this, when Kingdom Hearts come out, and the reason why I really haven't gotten the PS4 with Crash and Spooderman is because there is that news story that happened. Those two parents that were playing The Sims so much, like they played it hours straight while they had their newborn baby and their baby died.
What?
Because they were neglecting the baby to play The Sims.
Oh my God.
So I'm terrified to start something that I know that I'm that engrossed in. So, I mean, I've been playing like off and on the old Kingdom Hearts, and I played a little bit of Crash at somebody else's house. So like I could be told to leave
Sure.
Putting little buffers in there where I can really game, but lately I have not really been gaming, and I need to get back into that because life's stressful.
But yeah, like I don't think I played anything when Evelyn was born. She took up too much time and I was sleepy. And like the first 3 months of it all, I don't really remember a whole lot. So we got pictures of documentation, but that's about it. So
well, I'm 8 months in and I remember everything. So I would just say the fact that you don't remember those first 3 months is good because I'm looking like, oh God.
yeah, no, it was rough.
Yeah.
So.
We still love our littles. Don't get me wrong. That's not an anti. We love them.
Oh, yeah. Team Geeky Baby for life.
Right. But
so
damn, that's hard.
It is. And as far as video game news for me, I don't have really anything at all. I haven't played anything. I haven't done anything this week. I haven't read any books. I haven't played any video games. I've just been here. I've got 27 days until my cruise to Cuba, and I'm just trying to live my life. That's all.
Yeah. Have you been listening to any podcasts lately?
I have been trying to, I'm so behind on all my podcasts. I'm trying to finish up Wolf 351, and it's over. It's been over for several months, but I'm still far behind. I need to figure out what happens. Hello from the Magic Tavern. That's the one where I went to the live show. And I'm still far behind on there. And when I went to the meetup, there was talk about a character named Drew. And I hadn't reached that point. I want you guys to all know that I have now met Drew in the podcast, and he's annoying. Like everybody said. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes. So, but yeah, as far as podcasts go, no, I'm just trying to catch up on everything.
Not even the read.
I'm not anything at all. Part of the problem is I used to listen to podcasts in the car on the way to with me, Geeky Baby. Geeky Baby can now repeat things, so I have to be careful about what I listen to in the car because what was it? She dropped the F-bomb 20 times on the way because I was listening to something. She's like, "We don't say." She just keeps saying it over and over. And I'm like, "Oh no, you don't say that." And I'm trying not to make a big deal of it. The minute
you do,
kids smell that in the water, and they'll just drop it anywhere. So I'm like, no, you don't say that. You know, so. And Hello from the Magic Tavern, they don't use a lot of bad words, but they're intermingled in there, and you know who he does. So.
Right, exactly.
And plus, Evelyn, for a while, Geeky Baby, whatever you want to call it, she would only listen. She'd only want to listen to Moana in the car. The only way that I was able to get her off of that was I made a special playlist for you. Would you like to listen to your special music? And it's actually music I enjoy. So, yeah, she's like, I want to listen to my special playlist. Not a problem, kid. And so kids say music that I enjoy. So, except for Jessie J, Do It Like a Dude. She absolutely loves that song. She's like, do it like a dude. Do it like a dude. I'm like, oh my God. Just over and over. And she doesn't understand the grab my crotch part. Thank the Lord.
So good. Man.
Yeah. She's like the sugar part too. She's like sugar. And she starts laughing. So
I'm just a few years away from all of that because I did. So putting baby 8 to sleep is the funniest thing because he does actually fall asleep to music and things like that. My husband will kind of switch off if one person's kind of getting exhausted. The other person will switch off. So we had that Google Home in there. So music will be playing from the other person's and then it'll be like, Google, just play the latest episode of The Read. And then he'll be like, I'm tired. And then Kid Fury will be going off on somebody, and Baby will be like, like mid cry, like, wait a minute, like, this is interesting. Like, his favorite is probably the one where they were talking about B.O.B. a few years ago. And there were, yes. Like, so anyway, my husband walking in on like him going off on BB8 on BOB and talking about like the earth is big. Like the earth is big. If the earth was flat, wouldn't have somebody have fell off the edge by now? They would have been like, me and my friends are gone. And my husband was like, Quinzel, can you please put something on kid appropriate, please? So we switched it. Yeah, we switched it to classical music, and then he cried again, and then I switched it back to the read. So
it works. If it works, it works. Like everyone's thing was like white noise, and in particular, a fried egg.
Oh, a little popping sound. I can get it. I can get with that.
Like the sizzling sound. Like that's all she wanted was. She listened to the fried egg to go to sleep every single night for 2 years, and then one day she's like, I don't want the noise anymore, and she turned it off, and now she sleeps in silence.
Okay.
She didn't want a light, she didn't want a night light, she didn't want sound, she didn't want nothing. And it's funny because I used to be one of those people that slept through everything. You could have lights on, you could have sounds on, I can't sleep like that anymore. I need to be in a pitch black room, and there needs to please be no noise, and just absolutely nothing. If there's a light, I'm gonna wake up and be like, what's that light? And that happened a couple of times last week, because like I plugged in a charger to something, and the end of the charger had a light on it, and so like I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning, like, what's that light? Oh, well, I'm up. Maybe I should I'm gonna go ahead and read.
I wait now.
Yeah, might as well be up. So,
what is Geeky Baby gonna be for Halloween?
So we've had this discussion, and she changes her mind weekly. When we started out asking her last month, early August, she wanted to be Moana, and I'm like, cool. She's like, but I only want to be Moana if you're Maui. And I'm like, I pose, but we're not going to find a plus-size Maui costume. So, side note, all Maui costumes should be plus-size, because that dude was big.
Right.
Anyway, I digress. So I'm like, okay. So I started looking for a plus-size Maui costume. Really didn't find anything. And then she came home one day, and she's like, I want a cat. I'm like, that's so much better. Let me do that. Let me do a cat. And so I'm like, you just need a black sweatsuit, black chucks, some ears. I can draw you a face, and maybe we can get some furry cuffs for your arms and legs. And then yesterday, she's like, I want to be a wolf. And I'm like, I don't even know how to respond to that.
I mean, it's convertible from the cat costume.
It is.
It's good.
I'm like, are you sure you don't want to be a cat? She's like, I'll be a cat, but then it has to be a dog. And I'm like, why do we have to match? Why is this thing? Are you one of those obnoxious girls in high school with boyfriends that, like, you just have to have matching outfits? Like, you go to prom and his cummerbund has to match a dress. And I'm having this full-fledged discussion with a 3-year-old. And she's looking at me like,
what? What's a cummerbund? Why are they wearing that? What's going on?
I just have full-fledged discussions with her, and I'm just like, I don't know what you want. I don't know what you want from me. And so like, wolf is on the table, but she'll probably end up being a cat.
That's fair. I think that's fair. She could be a cat wolf. You could be like, you're just a black wolf with ears. You're a black baby wolf.
There you go.
Which is in the cat family. So it works. No, they're not in the cat family. They're in the dog family. That was dumb. Wow.
It happens. I don't know. We'll sort it out. And like, last year she was a fairy princess. The year before that, she was a strawberry, which was hilarious. like her head. My My baby's head so big. So the outfit fit her. It was a little too big, but the strawberry head was slightly too small.
Oh.
So, like, it fit on, like, the tip of her head. And it's just, she got a melon. God love her. And then, what was she before that? Oh my gosh, I can't remember. A bumblebee. She was a bumblebee.
Oh, she's so cute.
Yeah, she had a cold. And so she was like this little red-nosed bumblebee.
Oh, she's so cute. See, we're a little obsessed with Halloween just because Halloween is like my Christmas. And
Baby 8 be crawling?
Already crawling, already trying to legit like stand and pull himself up on things. So I'm kind of, I'm also frightened.
You should make him, because like I see it on Facebook all the time, you should make him the baby skunk.
Oh, yeah.
It's like when they crawl, you'll see stripe.
Oh.
And it's just adorable. I love it.
I feel like being extra, and 1 year, because I'm still really obsessed with Ninja Sex Party, the wife of Ninja Brian, they had a baby, and the wife made their baby a costume every day in October. I took a picture of it, and I was like, I don't have the means to work full time and do that, but I want to.
Right. Like, who's got time like that? Because then I got home and make dinner and, you know, spend some attention to somebody.
Right.
So,
like, maybe I could, like, if I went to the thrift store and they just had a bunch of cheap baby costumes, like he already has more than one. We have Robin from Teen Titans Go. We have Pumpkin. Somebody gave us a Scooby-Doo sweater. And he has intermittent Halloween themed stuff that was 25 cents that I got. And, one is and then he's got Superman, Batman onesies that could be a costume. Just because we're nerds, I think his entire closet would be costumes, actually. So never mind. 30 days of costume. But if anybody has any baby ideas, because there's always like cute ideas, but I work, so I'm very tired and I can't like think. So if anybody has any like baby ideas, baby costume ideas that are like easy to just like plop some ears on them and go or something like that, let me know. Leave us a message.
This is what you should do. You should like have the costumes get more elaborate as the month goes.
Oh.
So like October 1st, ears.
Mm-hmm.
Bam, done. Next day, like a different set of ears and maybe a little bit of makeup.
Mm-hmm.
Done. Third day, just like things like that, like a little sweater, like a sweater with like a cutesy thing on it.
Mm-hmm.
Done. Just like simplistic things until you get to the middle of the month and then like go whole hog. And then like at the end, they're like super samurai baby.
I like that. Okay. So if anybody has any cute, like easy peasy ideas, like maybe like 28 of them, like I'm all for it. Like I see like the baby frappuccino.
Oh.
But it does take a little bit of work. You have to take white fabric and make the ruffles, and then you build the cup around them.
Okay.
But maybe like, I could put a little patch, just like a Starbucks patch on like a white onesie.
There you go.
If I could do something like that. In fact, everybody listening right now, just come to my house. Let's have a crafting party. 30 onesies, each one a costume. Everybody just color it.
I mean, that's what I did for my baby shower. Like, everybody got decorated onesie. So
that's such a good idea.
Yeah, it was good times. Noodle salads, and there was so much food. I'm hungry.
Oh, mine too. That pumpkin pie concrete place up yet.
Check it out. So, like, we're going to close up shop and go eat food. Make sure you look on the Geeky Girls Night and Facebook page, YouTube Quinzel, and tell me what you guys think of the computer cases that I have picked out. They are pink and they are somewhat obnoxious, but they are all neat.
So that sounds like right up my alley.
Also, don't forget, we have Patreon, Geeky Girls Night In. Check out different levels, get different things. We appreciate your patronage. I want to thank Emily again for being our first patron of Patreon. Yeah, that's right. Patreon. Thank you so much, Emily. We appreciate it. Every little bit helps. Also, POC D&D, if you guys have any suggestions at all, you can send a message on Facebook, you can send us a message on Twitter. Also, you can call our number. It's 785-746-2604. If you just feel like talking about some geeky stuff and you want us to put it on air, go ahead and call that number, talk your heart's content, and we'll make sure it gets on the air.
No sexting.
No.
I think we have text on that phone anyway, so you got a message, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So no sexting.
Texting? I don't know. We might. I don't know.
Texting, no sexting.
Yes. Yeah. All right. So everybody go get a snack, go get a drink, and we will talk to you later.
Out.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Since we are podcast newbies, it would mean a lot to us if you'd subscribe and rate us on iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Also, we love to hear from our listeners. Leave us a voicemail at 785-746-2604. Email us at ask@geekygirlguide.com, or hit us up on social media at Geeky Girl Guide, all one word, on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
And remember, in the words of the great John Barrowman, never apologize for being nerdy. Until next time.